Good evening, everyone. This is Sandy Britton, and I want to welcome you to our Thursday night call. I want to thank you all for being on the line with us tonight. I hope you all are healthy and happy. I We've been spending the last several weeks with our HWH call, standing for Health, Wealth, and Happiness, talking about some of those ways to create some wealth. Tonight, we're going to step back and talk a little bit about your health and some issues that maybe some of you have experienced, or maybe you know someone who has, and how important your immune system is. On the call with me tonight, with this incredible knowledge and background in the field of nutrition and wellness and coaching and teaching, is the incredible Mr. Ron Zaire. And Ron, welcome to the call. It's nice to be on the line with you tonight.
Thank you, Sandy. Hello, everybody. It's great to be on here with you all. And it's great to be talking about health, because who doesn't want to either maintain their health or regain their health? I think all of us could put up our hands for that, right?
Well, Ron, when we talk about HWH, health, wealth, and happiness, I think it's a little bit hard for that happiness to shine through when you're not healthy. And so I think that it kind of encompasses everything. And, tonight we decided to kind of address is something that maybe you or someone you know is kind of dealt with. But really, it's not really about that subject, Ron. That's the most important thing. It's really about what we need to do for ourselves and what we need to do for our body. So some of you might have gotten an email that we talked about that. We wanted to talk a little bit about something that happened to my daughter this last week, a week ago, Ron, and that was a case of shingles. Now, a lot of times people think, oh, this is like the chicken pox. This is that. Ron, I did a little research on it and discovered that it primarily is from a weakened immune system and stress. And again, that goes back to what we share over and over again about our product, and why good nutrition is important, and why it's important to have a strong immune system. Of course, the number buzzword for 2020, 2021 is have a strong immune system to protect yourself against virus. But there's other kinds of viruses out there, Ron. And one of the things that in my research, and Google is the new encyclopedia for most of us, and is that there really is no cure for it. And I thought that was a real interesting thing that I read over and over again. Now, your body can be dormant, but there is no cure from it. So that it all has to do with having a strong immune system. Now, so just a little story, Ron, before we get started, about my daughter Jill, and I'm going to pick on her tonight. She's not on the line with us, so I get to share a story. She's a very active 40-year-old with a third grader at home, of course, being taught school on Zoom with two-year-old twins. And it's chaotic. It's been stressful for her. She gets a little bit very protective about her health and the health of her children with everything that things have gone through. And her immune system decided to show her that things weren't going exactly the way it needed to go. And she had a mild case of what the doctor diagnosed as shingles. I say she had an imbalance in her system because her immune system wasn't strong enough. Ron, could you tell us a little bit about why it's so important when somebody deals with something like this to have a strong immune system, how that participates in other things that happen to our body?
Certainly, Sandy. And, what we're talking about with shingles is really illustrative of so much of what goes on in our bodies, because our bodies are wonderfully complex. But I have to go back to the Genome Project, and we all probably heard about it about 10 or 15 years ago. But what they discovered was that genetically, We are not that complex. And when they went into that study, they thought that, wow, we're going to find out what the gene for this disease is, that disease, and that disease, and that disease. And then we'll be able to go in and just change those genes and free people of all kinds of diseases. And you know what they found out? They found out that there weren't such genes. In fact, genetically, we're actually really pretty simple. But what they discovered and what they're still discovering, and this is coming back to the idea of shingles, what they discovered and are still discovering is that our body has a lot of switches. And those switches can be either turned off or turned on. And with shingles, Sandy, it's similarly. There's a virus that can be latent, that's inactive in our body, and it's just there all the time, oftentimes from childhood. And that's why there's the connection to the thought of connection to chickenpox. It's there, but it never bothers most people. But for some people, if the switch is turned on, they will get that. And what turns on the switches is a whole new field that the umbrella term is epigenetics, which is epi means that overarching, in addition to genetics, there are things that affect us. And that's what we're really talking about. And those things that affect us, we can control them, we can affect them. So like you said, Sandy, shingles are something that when people are under a lot of stress or they have a weakened immune system, they are much more liable for shingles to crop up, for that shingle switch, if you will, to turn on. And so that just fires it up. And we know that stress is really damaging on our body. Is very damaging to our body. It's one of those things that puts an immense load on our bodies. And who knows anyone who's been stressed in the last year or so? Yeah, you can admit it. Yeah, of course. All of us. We're experiencing things that we've never had to deal with before. And our bodies are under assault, as they've often been. And I think a couple months ago, we said every day, I think the number was 100 million attacks on our body. We are attacked by 100 million bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites. So if you think we're going to be able to catalog them and get something to treat every one of those 100 million, I don't want to be around when we do that. But we have this system within our bodies called the immune system, so that even if we're attacked by those things, they don't have to get turned on in our body if our immune system is dynamic and it is strong and it is alert and it's active.
So Ron, what you're saying is that there is the immune system, the very same thing that our body needs can affect several different things to go wrong. In other words, like, it's not like, well, if you don't do this, you're going to get a virus and you're going to get COVID, or you're going to get pneumonia, or you're going to get shingles, or you're going to get an autoimmune disease. Basically, all of it falls into the umbrella of that dome you were talking about of a healthy immune system. So if we have a problem, which is wanting to state all those things that stop us from being healthy, we have what we want, which is to be healthy all the time. What is it that our immune system needs? And particularly, let's even focus on some of the nutrients that our body needs if we get a virus such as shingles in our body.
That's exactly the case. Why is it that sometimes there's two people who work side by side, one of them gets sick, but the other one doesn't? Both be exposed to the same thing, but one gets it, the other doesn't. What's the difference? It's the immune system. It's how strong that person's natural defense system is. So wouldn't we all agree that we want to do whatever we can to support our immune systems. It's our body's natural defense system to detect those viruses, bacteria, those things that are invading us, to detect them as they're coming into us, as we're exposed to them, to identify them, to attack them, to take a survey of them and be prepared if you ever are exposed to them again. So what can we do? There are certain fundamental, certain basic nutrients that are known to really support the immune system. Things like, as far as vitamins, your vitamin C, your vitamin D, vitamin E, phenomenally powerful for supporting the immune system. And that's really, I mean, the immune system will do its work if we support it and if we don't overload it foolishly. And so those are just a couple. As far as other, there's some minerals. Zinc is a powerful mineral to support the immune system as well.
Well, what I found fascinating is that on some of the research that I doubled up and did today to just remind myself of those nutrients such as vitamin A and zinc and zinc and vitamin C and vitamin D. A new product that was introduced to us recently, the Immune Shield, you can go and see pretty much everything we're talking about. The A, the C, the E, the D, the zinc. It's got a little bit of selenium in it, and it's in a base of aloe and spirulina with cracked chlorella. Now, the amazing thing is that I found that, especially someone that is dealing with something such as shingles, Ron, I found that they are very needy of vitamin B12 also. And if you look at our spirulina, you'll discover that it's very, very rich in B12. So I started getting pretty excited, and I'm going to take these products along with one more that I want to point out real quick and bring it back to my daughter, because that's how we started. What was it? She went to the doctor. She got something to help relieve her of the itching, but her problem went away in just 1 week. Now, she's young, granted, for someone to have that, but I had her take this product. She was taking this product, and she was also taking a product we have called Diacin, because as a 40-year-old woman with hormones, given birth 2 years ago to twins, as well as the moods, things that go with that product, and being very low in energy, she discovered that after just 1 week on the product, along with being the relief and her immune system kicking in, her symptoms went away. Now, like I said, there was no cure, but I'm saying that simple products made a difference. And now she's excited to take this product because she sees what's in it are the things that you can go and do your own research. And everybody's trying to sometimes say, like, well, tell me why that's good for me. Tell me why that supports my immune system. Science, along with the internet, Ron, sometimes it's like you can tell somebody something all day long and they're not listening. I can tell them something and then they go look it up on the internet and they go, whoo, I just discovered something. But in all reality, you and I both know that this is not something brand new. These are nutrients that we've known for a long time support your immune system. Now we just have to find an easy way to get them into people so that they will be able to give their body everything that it needs so that they can have the highest level of protection and the strongest immune system that we can possibly have. So I'm pretty excited because I know that you can actually support your immune system to be stronger. It's not to say you're never going to get anything. I wish I could say that there was a magic pill and nobody would ever get sick another day in their life if they took nutrition. Wrong. But we don't know what a person's immune system is going through because there's a couple factors that we are dealing with on a daily basis. One of them is aging. If that's a natural process that's happening. Another one is, I think, that's affected all of us, Ron, and you brought it up at the beginning of it, is stress, because of what you had to raise our hand, and almost everybody raised their hand if they were dealing with any stress. So, it's kind of hard to eliminate those kind of things. And do you think it kind of goes back a little bit to this, to what's lacking in our food supply and our choice of cooking and eating habits, as to why our body needs all these extra nutrients that maybe your grandparents didn't need? Our food supply has changed.
And that's a big factor, what we're supplying. I mean, it's twofold. It's what we're supplying our bodies
Mhm.
is less, and what we're demanding of our bodies is more.
There you go.
So when you supply less and you demand more, it's pretty easy to get into a deficit. We all have these things called bank accounts, remember? And when you keep taking out, you keep spending more than you're putting in, what happens? Eventually, you end up in financial health crises, right? Your financial health goes into crisis mode. And so it's really, really the case. I mean, so we eat foods that don't have the same nutrients in, and we go under, and you say, well, I'm not working in the fields like my ancestors were. I'm not hunting. I'm not traipsing through forests and up mountains and that. But yeah, our bodies are under stress. And stress is a huge demand. Stress weighs upon our body, the hormone system, the blood, the way our blood flows, the way our muscles are, the way everything works is affected by stress. So a diversion here would be to say, do whatever you can to really relax and take some time each day just to breathe, to slow yourself down, whether you do stretching or whether you do whatever, prayer, meditation. Relax and slow your body down. Allow yourself just to be at peace will make a huge difference for your immune system. And then, of course, if you can add in supplementation and make smart food choices, then you're really building yourself up.
That is so true. And of course, drinking lots of good water, real simple, but it also can increase your chance for your immune system to be stronger. And I thought it was kind of interesting too. And now this was kind of like an aha moment, right? Every one of us know this. Every one of us have been thinking about it for a long time because we've had to deal with it. I thought it was interesting when I was reading about shingles. Limit your sugar and your salt, your fried foods, and your soda. Hello?
Hmm.
Isn't that with that's just the human body in general. But I thought it was interesting that one of the sites I went to actually pointed that out, and to think that we still have to point that out today.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the education going that we still don't get it, that sugar plays a role, too much sugar plays a role, too much salt, eating lots of fried foods, and soda has an effect on our overall immune system, not just your diet, not just your weight, but your immune system. So, when you're talking about things that affect your immune system, Ron, I was kind of focusing on stress. Oh gosh, that's got to be it. It's just stress. And then I started to narrow it down and look at maybe a couple other options of what some of the things are. And sometimes we do it to ourselves with the food we eat too.
Mm-hmm. And really, Sandy, those foods put stress on the body, right? You eat sugar, it stresses your body. You eat pop, it creates acidic stress, right? So those things just add to that stress load. You put toxic things into your body, and what does it do? It stresses your body. Your body's like, oh my goodness, I have to deal with this stuff. I was not made to deal with this. What is this? supposed to be putting food in the hole at the top, not that junk. And
Mhm.
your body has to deal with this foreign material that we're stuffing ourselves with. That's stressful.
So, Ron, so everybody's looking for a solution. And of course, we all want a quick fix. Everybody would like to have the magic pill that guaranteed them that they would never get sick another day in their life and they'd never have another issue. And we can't offer that, and nobody can. But one of the things that we can do is educate people about consciously thinking about their choices. And, to be consciously aware of the consequences of some of our food choices, to be consciously aware of not settling yourself down, like you said, to get into that calm pace, if you're letting yourself get too wound up about something, is going to have a consequence. Now, I'd like to think that I could tell someone to take a supplement and it's going to solve all of the issues in the world, but it doesn't. But and I do believe really strongly that with supplementation, I'm a stronger and healthier person. So I think that I look at both parts because I'm not perfect. We try to eat well, we try to make good choices, but I'm not perfect. And God bless you if you can eat perfect every single day and make perfect choices. I know that I try. I think I've even tried a little bit more in the last year and a half because I've been forced to be at home cooking more. I don't know if anybody else has been forced to be at home cooking a little bit more than they were before, but that has put me to be more consciously aware of my meal selections. So I want people to think about their overall health and to know that with the extra nutrients that we know your body needs, things like shingles, things like autoimmune diseases, are afflictions, are things that don't agree with your body in such a way that they decide to have an outburst in one way or another, be it a headache, be it a colon issue, be it a skin issue. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that our body screams out, our immune system screams out at us. So, Ron, tell me a little bit about. I know that you've had an opportunity to get this product here for your family, and you have young millennials in your household that very likely you and Lois were making sure that your children, because you guys have been so health conscious all your lives, were already getting many of the supplements that were in this product. Have you been able to try this product, and can you give us a little feeling about how you think the way the product is made, that we can help other people with it?
Vitamin C's always been a big one for us.
Mm-hmm.
Vitamin A and in the form of beta carotene has been a big one for us. Vitamin D has been big. Zinc, selenium, those are well known products that support the immune system. Vitamin E, spirulina. We haven't been big consumers of chlorella, but we familiar with chlorella, and of course it has to be cracked cell or cracked wall chlorella in order for our bodies to handle it. And so really what it has done, the immune shield, it simplified things for us. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got this one capsule, and we are, we're dishing it out. We're dishing it out 2 to 4 every day, 2 in the morning, 1 to 2 in the morning, 1 to 2 in the evening. We're all taking that immune shield,
Mm-hmm.
and it's our source of vitamin C, source of vitamin A is beta carotene. Beta carotene is a form, a precursor to vitamin A. Our body can make it into vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin E, and then the zinc, the selenium, the mix of aloe, uh, cracked wall chlorella, and spirulina. It's a powerful combination. And so in times like this, whatever direction people are going in, whatever we are doing, we are conscious more than ever. We want a strong, healthy immune system. And so that's something. It's become it's become a staple for us. And we've said to our children, and you know how millennials are sometimes. I mean, we put them out and they may or may take them, but we said, whatever you do, if you don't take anything else, be sure you're taking this every day, twice a day, because it's so important right now.
That is excellent. Well, on the line with us, I know that Dottie Kemper's on the line with us, and just from an experience point of having somebody on the line with us that has experienced shingles and understands good nutrition, I was wondering if Dottie could just share with us for a couple minutes about just what did it feel like for you when you had to go through that experience?
Oh, okay. And this is going in a little different direction than the two of you have been going. But about 2 years ago, I had terrible breakouts on the side of my face and down my neck and in my shoulder. And I could only suspect what it was. And it was painful. And I went to my doctor and she could not see me. And she sent me to her physician's assistant, a young gal. My doctor is from India. I've gone to her for 25 or 30 years, and you'd think she'd be very into supplements and nutrition and everything, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with it. But her physician assistant I'd never seen before was very big in it. And she looked at me and she diagnosed me with shingles. And then she said, in a range of 0 to 10, how painful was my case of shingles? And 10 being the worst. Well, I've said on this call before that I had severe migraines for 35 years. And so I know what severe pain can be. And I looked at her and I said, 2. And she was stunned at when that the severity of my, the way it looked, that I'd only say a 2. And then she noticed on my records that I take a lot of supplements. And she said, are you taking any supplement that has alpha lipoic acid in it? And I said, yes, I'm taking over 30 plus now. And it has 10 milligrams of alpha lipoic acid in it. And now this is the key. She said, to my testimonial, she said, alpha lipoic acid helps with pain. So this is a little different from what Ron and Sandy were talking about, but okay, so pain. And so again, I was so pleased with RBC, now HWH products. I'm very grateful. That's it.
Well, that's another add to. And the product you mentioned, Dottie, not only that, if people take it in the evening, they might actually discover that it helps them sleep a little better too.
Me too.
Okay, all right, that's great. So
a great example of you support your body,
with what
it changes how your body is able to process things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it, right? So we come at things from different places. We have different starting lines. We have a set of different circumstances. We're not cookie cutters. We come into it differently. But the bottom line is, irregardless of what, support your body and it will change how things affect you. It will dramatically improve your ability to either maintain health or to regain it, or to deal with things when you come across them. Thank you, Dottie. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That is, and I know there's probably other people on the line tonight that have had experiences and have discovered that having a strong immune system is vital to your health. And Ron, I think more than anything else, I think that's the key point of our call, is our discussion, is that it really isn't about any specific element. It's about giving your body, like you always say, give your body what it needs and it will know what to do with it. And you will be able to have a stronger immune system. So I find it totally fascinating that, somebody of all kinds of different ages can benefit from a simple product that the company has come out with. And one of the things that I want to say about it before we close the call is the price point of this product is affordable for the millennials. It's affordable for anybody of any age. And that's another thing that I feel makes this product so unique in the marketplace, is that we're constantly competing against not just other products of like-mindedness that are from everywhere, from Walmart to Safeway to other companies like ours that are direct selling to our customers. But we're also competing against a price point, because we have to understand that people want the highest quality product for the best price that they can get. And one of the things that I feel that we can do and we can deliver is a high quality product at a great price to give people the nutrients they need to support their immune system. And that's one of the reasons why I get excited about Immune Shield as a key product to really give your body what it needs during this anytime. It's not just for now. It's not just for now because there's a virus going around, Ron. It's all the time.
Absolutely. Sandy, before we wrap, Barb Ashcroft has a testimony she wanted to share, and then I've got two really quick points I want to finish with. But Barb, you've got something, I think, an experience with someone that you knew that relates to what we've been talking about today.
You bet. Well, as most of you know, shingles is inflamed nerve endings. And one thing that I found really helpful with several of my clients that have come down with shingles is our wonderful aloe jelly. But here's the way to do it, is have it in the fridge and apply cold aloe jelly on the skin if you can access it. Many times shingles is around the midriff, like a belt. And I know in my early career as a corporate banker, I had a client come in and he had it all over his face. I thought he had been pistol whipped. He was looking so bad. So I can feel the anguish and the pain that people go through. But not only that story, I want to throw out a question or some homework for everybody on the call tonight, and that is, I'd love to know how our Moor mud would work, because we've had stories already of poison ivy and different things, how that's taken out the sting, and we know our Moor mud, our Elliard Moor mud, is therapeutic. So I'd love for people to be thinking of, okay, if they know of someone that has shingles, possibly see if a sample of the Moor mud will help. So anyways, that's just, I thought, we've got that new product line. I wonder. So that's all for me, Ron. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So Sandy, I think we're wrapping up here, right? I wanted to leave this with everyone. You know, wherever you're starting from right now, it's been said, you know when the best time to have planted a tree was? How many of you ever heard this? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. And you know when the second best time to plant a tree is?
Right now.
It's right now. So the best time to take care of health was 20 years ago. But the second best time to do something is right now. And you can share that with people that you're talking to, that you're interacting with. Then the second thing I want you to think about is, do you know what the most important step is in taking care of your health? The most important thing that you could do for your health, it's the next step right in front of you. It's whatever it is, that next thing for you to do. And sometimes we can get all in a tangle? Is it to take Immune Shield? Is it to do this? Is it to do that? Is it to relax more? Just do something. Just take that next step, because that's the most important for you right now. Next week, we're going to talk some more about Immune Shield, and we're going to talk to you about Immune Shield as part of a powerful combination that we can recommend to just about anyone that will make a very significant, noticeable change in their health experience and in how they're feeling and how their body's responding. So be sure to join us next week. Invite other people to come in as well, anyone you know. And that's all I've got to say. Sandy, so much. Thank you. And just great to be on with all the folks here live, those listening to the recording, and great to be on with you, Sandy, as you share your knowledge and your experience and your study, and just appreciate the wisdom that you bring. And a big thanks to Dottie as well as to Barb for sharing as well.
And thank you, Ron. And I just want to encourage everyone that if you're watching this online, get back to the person who invited you to watch this video, and let them know that you're interested. If you have any questions, they'll be able to help you. So get back to the person who shared this with you, and make it a fabulous week. And Ron, we look forward to hearing from you next week.
Awesome. Thank
Bye-bye
you so
now.
much, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks.